It's been said that we are a reflection of the people we hang around most, and our income, attitude, and lifestyle is an average of that tribe. To check this hypothesis, we've assembled a group of amazing individuals from all walks of life to go on a 2-year journey. We spoke to actors, musicians, monks, island kahunas, millionaires, children, authors, and intellects to discover one simple truth. Our discoveries were profound and sometimes contradictory. Sometimes our greatest epiphanies were even altered and redirected. Our quest, our mission, to uncover, examine, and finally answer one universal question that has been asked for thousands of years. What is the secret of happiness? Starting this journey, we thought we already had the answer. We were so proud of this enlightenment, we figured we would run out of things to talk about since the conclusion was so clear and evident. Happiness is a subtractive equation and not an additional one, meaning when we add a car, boat, relationship, house, or raise, we rarely have long-lasting happiness. We tend to have a moment of joy that is quickly replaced with something else. In other words, adding something to our lives rarely brings long-lasting happiness. Eureka! That would mean that subtracting something must be the answer. When we remove shame, guilt, clutter, stress, weight, or even toxicity, this must be the solution, we figured. That was until we had dinner with a particular young lady. She quickly called this theory out, stating that we had no idea or grasp on reality in what she referred to as the real world. This woman said we were only looking at this from a first-world perspective, and that we had so much abundance, we could easily take things away and still find joy in our lives. She stated that where she grew up in Mexico, they had been applying for visas for generations, and she was the first to ever be accepted into America. When she received the legal documents, they praised her as a celebrity, and the entire town was excited to see one of them make it in. It was awesome. However, it was when she purchased her first car, a really nice one in fact, on her own credit here in the States, that it really hit home. She said you would have thought she'd won a gold medal in the Olympics. The entire town celebrated her victory again, as if it were their own, as it gave them continued hope that they too may one day make it through the system and join her. She said, as much as you see taking things away brings you happiness, in our case, by adding this one item, it gave hope and inspiration to over 1,000 people. This got us thinking. Gene Landrum, creator of Chuck E. Cheese, once said that with enough examinations, all truths become false. And this struck a chord. You've heard the stories that 5 people can all watch the same activity, and yet have 5 very different perspectives of what transpired. What's true to them varies from the person standing right next to them. How many times have we heard that the secret of happiness is an inside job? If it's going to be, it's up to me. Marcy Smirnoff is a world-renowned transformation teacher and a New York Times bestselling author who suggests that we should be happy for no reason, stating that being happy for no reason means that you have an inner state of peace and well-being that doesn't depend on your circumstances, whether things are great or not always great. This doesn't mean that you will smile at all times, but it does suggest that no matter what is going on around us, we can stay connected to our inner happiness. There are 2 kinds of happiness, being happy for a good reason and being happy for no reason. One is conditional on outside factors, and the other is simply discovered and maintained within. Therefore, true happiness occurs when you are happy for no reason. You would think so, right? Us too. Happiness is far from a one-way street, so much so that when we spoke to a monk who worked in prison, it changed our perspective in a way that blew our minds. He said there was a variable that most overlook when examining this topic, which he referred to as happiness dependence. Imagine the best day at work. You just got that promotion you've been working on for years. They give you a fancy office, a new car, a gold watch, and a huge raise, and you are flying higher than ever before. You arrive home to share the great news with the family, and then, bam! You open the door and the kids are screaming, your spouse is crying, and chaos fills the air. No matter how happy, excited, and vibrant you were a moment before, this sight completely alters the mood. A dramatic example, yet you get the picture. At times, happiness is dependent on people and circumstances we place ourselves in. And if this is true, makes even more sense of the words used to open this video. Ask 1,000 people and expect 1,000 various answers of what happiness means to them. One thing is for certain, and no matter who we asked, each were adamant that there are definite, tangible effects of those who embrace a life of positivity. So much so that a country even created a global index of the happiest places to live on Earth. The King of Bhutan once said that gross national happiness, GNH, is the link between the most important values of kindness, equality, and humanity. It also stands for development with values. It measures the development of a country, not in just numbers and equations, but in a more holistic way. While most countries base their success on their gross national product, they decided to focus on overall well-being and joy. Awesome, right? From here, we took a more pragmatic view. Is there such a thing as happiness ROI? Meaning, is there a return on investment for living a more joy-filled existence? We're not talking about the feeling of high-fiving someone or surprising them with a gift. No, the specific question was, are there medical, physical, and psychological benefits for those who have a brighter disposition? The conclusion? Absolutely. The link between happiness and health is undeniable. Neuroscientist Nicole Vignola uses science-based evidence to help people improve their overall well-being. She provides tools and techniques that can help people reach their maximum potential and live a fulfilling life. She states that our thoughts change the way we feel, which can then change the way we act, which can then influence our thoughts. Again, we wanted to see if this was true and did some investigation to find out. According to research, happier individuals have a lower risk of developing chronic diseases like heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and cancer. How, you may ask? Happy people tend to have lower stress levels, better relationships, stronger immune systems, and healthier behaviors like exercising regularly and eating a balanced diet. But what about those moments when you're feeling anything but happy?
So, I ordered a chicken and an egg from Amazon. I'll let you know which one comes first.
Laughter can boost our immune system, relieve stress and pain, reduce inflammation, and improve our mood. Research also suggests that laughter and humor can have an immediate positive effect on our physical and mental well-being. Did you know that children laugh an average of 300 times a day, while adults only laugh about 20 times? Laughing for just 15 minutes burns up to 40 calories. Laughter increases endorphins, the body's natural painkillers, by 27%. 81% of people believe that a sense of humor is important for romantic relationships.
Oh.
Especially if you see the way we do it. let's switch gears and talk about something totally out of left field: goals. When speaking with so many people, a recurring theme kept emerging. People felt most in flow when they were working towards a worthy endeavor, when they were fixated on a mission, worthy cause, or even the completion of a project or task. So, we sat down with Yuri Choi, a bubbly woman living in Bali, Indonesia. As a best-selling author and happiness expert, we knew we had to gain her outlook on this. Her book, coincidentally entitled Creating Your Own Happiness, encourages that it's all about setting a goal and then being present in that journey. It doesn't matter where you are on that journey, she said, as long as you can stay present and know where you're headed. This gives us a state of direction, purpose, and momentum. She came to believe that it wasn't about finding happiness. Instead, it was about creating it, inventing it at will. Some have even said the secret of happiness is simply having something to do, a goal, intention, and direction. Remember, the easiest way to hit a goal is to have a goal to hit. It seems that when we surround ourselves with happier, positive people, happier, positive thoughts come our way. Now, let's take a break for a second and answer a question one may be thinking right now. All this is good and well, yet let's be straight. How exactly do I change my associations to be more positive and keep people from pouring their negativity into me? The solution is super simple. Say stop. Example: imagine someone coming into your home with a trash bag full of dirty diapers and rotten cheese. They open that bag and start dumping it right there in front of you in your living room. What are you going to say? That's right. You are going to yell stop and immediately kick them out of your house. Yet for some odd reason, we will allow someone to open our minds and let them dump their garbage in while we just sit there and take it. Just like we do in the living room. Again, we need to say stop. Yes, wish them the best and point them into a new direction. It's time we love and respect ourselves enough to say, enough. As you can see, this journey took us in directions and mindshift changes we rarely saw coming. Once we thought we had everything figured out, bam! We got the Heisman and were kickstarted to a completely new path. For a moment, we concluded that happiness came from an internal connection through breathwork. And a minute later, we were looking at ourselves with the realization that it was mostly found in gratitude and appreciation. Our minds were spinning. How could every answer have a yin to its yang? And then it hit us. The clarity and comprehension was undeniable. We finally had it. The mystical, scientific, woo-woo, and pragmatic discovery that would change the world in which we know it. Nah, just kidding. It was pretty simple. The secret of happiness was the definition in which you give it. Everyone was right. What we projected that made us smile, brings us joy, and inspired our lives was exactly the right answer to us. In other words, what makes you happy is what makes you happy. The key is to acknowledge and be aware of what that is. We end this thought with a challenge. Let's get out there and make our own happiness. And in doing so, become, we know it's going to sound strange, a little bit selfish. Let's go inside ourselves and find the ways to create our own happiness. Maybe it's creating something new or doing something that scares us. Let's stop letting outside influences keep us from our happiness. It's time to draw a line in the sand and say, it's my turn. Like Les Brown once said, We must fill our own cup first and then feed the world with what flows over. Inside, you are full of life, filled with ideas, goals, and visions that few have ever seen. You know you have the tools and talent, and from this day forward, be willing to say, stop. It's time to step into your joy and exclaim, it's my turn. Draw that line in the sand, step across, and know that you have greatness within you. You are special, you are vibrant, you are tremendous, and most of all, you now have, and you now know, the secret of happiness.